They had me in a basement somewhere in London for 6 hours before I broke. Not because of the pain, though there was plenty of that. I broke because they showed me a video. A video of my father's last moments. And everything I thought I knew was a lie. My name is Julian Cole, and I just watched my father get murdered. Diana's gun was pointed at my chest. Behind me, tactical teams closing in. I had maybe 3 seconds before this was over. The vault key was in my hand. The only evidence that could prove Daniel was a Russian operative. The only thing that could save me. Don't make this harder, Diana said. Give me the key and come quietly. I looked at the key, then at Diana. Then I did something stupid. I swallowed it. The key wasn't big, just a small safety deposit key, but it hurt going down. Diana's eyes went wide. You idiot. Do you have any idea what you just? The tactical team hit me from behind. My face slammed into concrete. Zip ties cut into my wrists. Someone yanked me up, and I got a look at them. Not police. Not even British intelligence. Private contractors. The kind with no badges and no rules. They threw me into a van. Black bag over my head. And we drove for what felt like hours, but was probably 20 minutes. When they pulled the bag off, I was in a basement. Concrete walls, single light bulb, metal chair bolted to the floor. Classic interrogation setup. A man walked in. Mid-40s, American accent, expensive suit. Mr. Cole, I'm disappointed. Diana said you'd be cooperative. Where is she? I asked. Getting paid, the man said simply. Now, let's talk about that key you just swallowed. We need it back. You can pass it naturally over the next 48 hours while we keep you comfortable. Or we can retrieve it surgically in the next 20 minutes. Your choice. Who are you? I asked. Work for Daniel. I work for people who employ Daniel, the man said. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that key opens a vault containing evidence that could compromise a very expensive operation. We need it. You're going to give it to us. And if I don't? He smiled. Not a nice smile. Then we make you wish you had. They started with questions. Where exactly was the vault? What was inside? Who else knew about it? I didn't answer. Partly because I wanted to be defiant. Mostly because I genuinely didn't know most of the answers. After an hour of questions, they switched tactics. The man left. 2 others came in. Bigger. Less professional. They didn't ask questions. They just hurt me. I won't go into details. But by hour 3, I was ready to tell them anything they wanted. Except I couldn't. Because I'd swallowed the key, and it wasn't coming back up. This is pointless, one of them finally said. Just cut it out of him. No, the first man said, returning. Damage to the intestines could be fatal. We need him alive. Daniel was very specific about that. Why? I managed to ask through split lips. Why does Daniel care if I live or die? The man studied me for a moment. Because despite everything, you're still his brother. And he still needs you. That made no sense. Daniel had spent months destroying me. Why would he care now? I don't understand, I said. You will, the man replied. He pulled out a tablet. But first, I want to show you something. Something your father left behind. He pressed play. The video was dated 3 weeks before my father's death. Marcus Cole sitting in his private office. Late at night based on the darkness outside. He looked exhausted. Older than I remembered. If you're watching this, my father said to the camera, then I'm dead. And Julian, if it's you watching, I'm sorry. Sorry for lying to you. Sorry for the competition with Daniel. Sorry for everything. My chest tightened. This was Dad's voice. His real voice. Not filtered through lawyers or letters. Daniel isn't who you think he is, Dad continued. But he's also not what I let you believe. Yes, he was recruited by Russian intelligence. Yes, his career was funded by oligarch money. But that's not the whole story. Dad leaned forward, looking directly into the camera. Daniel contacted me 5 years ago. Not to reconcile. To warn me. He told me he'd been recruited at 19. Told me about the SVR program. About being turned into an asset. And he told me he wanted out. I couldn't breathe. This couldn't be real. Daniel's been working as a double agent for MI6 for the past 3 years, Dad said. Everything he's done, the company, the connections, all of it was part of an operation to expose the Russian network using luxury goods for money laundering. And he asked for my help. The video cut to a different angle. Now Daniel was in the frame too, sitting across from Dad. Younger. Nervous. Marcus, I know you have no reason to trust me, Daniel was saying. But these people killed my mother. Elena found out what they'd done to me, threatened to go public. They made it look like cancer, but... His voice broke. I can't let them keep winning. I want to burn it all down. But I need your company to do it. Dad reached across the desk, put his hand on Daniel's shoulder. Then let's burn it down together, son. The video paused. I stared at the frozen image of my father and Daniel. Together. Planning something. That's not possible, I whispered. Daniel framed me. He had me arrested. He's trying to take the company. Is he, the man asked. Or is that what he needed you to believe? He played more footage. Daniel meeting with FBI agents, handing over documents. This is everything on Julian's accounts, Daniel was saying. The planted transactions, the fake evidence. It's all here. But you can't move on it yet. Not until we identify everyone in the network. The FBI agent nodded. How long? 6 months. Maybe a year. We need Julian to play his part. What part? The FBI agent asked. The angry Heir, Daniel said. The one who fights back. Who digs into things. Who draws attention. While everyone's watching Julian make a mess, I can work in the shadows. Finish what Marcus started. I felt sick. No, I said. That's not. He got me arrested. I'm a fugitive. You're bait, the man corrected. Everything that's happened to you was designed to make you act exactly as you have. Running to London. Looking for evidence. Leading us straight to the vault. Us. I asked. Who the hell are you? CIA, the man said simply. I'm Daniel's handler. And you, Julian, just became part of the operation whether you like it or not. He showed me more videos. Footage I recognized. The board meeting where I'd confronted Daniel. Watch his hands, the CIA handler said. I watched. Daniel's left hand, hidden below the table, was making signs. Military hand signals. He's communicating with someone, I realized. With 2 undercover agents planted on the board, the handler confirmed. Zhou and Richard Blackwell, both CIA. They've been inside Cole Industries for 2 years, building the case. I don't understand, I said. If this is all operation, why not just tell me? Because you're a terrible liar, the handler said bluntly. Your father knew that. Daniel knew that. You had to genuinely believe you were being destroyed for your reactions to be authentic. So everything, I said slowly. The arrest. The evidence. Patricia. Diana. All of it was theater. Not Diana, the handler said darkly. She really did betray you. That's why we intercepted her capture team. She's currently in MI6 custody explaining why she took Russian money. He pulled up another video. This one was security footage from a hotel. My father walking into a room. Meeting with someone. I recognized the man immediately. Dmitry Volkov. Your father's last meeting, the handler said. 2 days before he died. He told Volkov the FBI was closing in. Told him Daniel had been compromised. Gave him a choice, cooperate or be destroyed. I watched my father face down one of the most dangerous men in the world. Watched him stay calm even as Volkov's bodyguards moved closer. Marcus was trying to flip him, the handler explained. Offer witness protection in exchange for testimony about the entire network. Volkov refused. The video showed Volkov standing, leaving, but at the door he turned back. Said something I couldn't hear. Dad's face went pale. What did he say? I asked. The handler had audio. Turned it up. Volkov's voice came through. Your son Julian. Shame if something happened to him. These young men, so reckless. So many accidents waiting to happen. He threatened me, I realized. That's when Dad knew he was running out of time, the handler said. He had to accelerate the plan. Bring Daniel in publicly. Create the competition. Make Daniel look like the enemy so no one would suspect he was actually the hero. But it killed him, I said. The stress. The heart attack. The handler's expression changed. That's what we thought too. Until the autopsy. He showed me a medical report. Toxicology screen. Your father didn't have a heart attack, Julian. He was poisoned. Poisoned. My voice came out as a whisper. Polonium-210, the handler said. Russian favorite. Causes symptoms that look like heart attack. By the time it's detected, victim is already dead. Who? I demanded. Who gave it to him? We don't know yet. That's why we need you. That vault key you swallowed. It contains your father's final evidence. Names, dates, transactions. And somewhere in there is proof of who killed him. I looked down at my hands. Still zip-tied. Still bloody. Why should I believe any of this? You tortured me for 3 hours. To make it convincing, the handler said. Volkov's people are watching everything. They needed to see us extract the key from you. See you break. Now they think we're on their side. Are you? Hell no, the handler said. But they don't know that yet. He cut my zip ties. Handed me a towel for my face. Here's what happens next. In 2 hours, that key passes naturally. We retrieve it. Go to the vault together. Find the evidence. And we finish what your father started. And Daniel? I asked. Where is he in all this? Right where he needs to be, the handler said. Taking control of Cole Industries, preparing for the final play, which is the annual Luxury Industry Gala. 3 days from now, every player in the network will be there. Oligarchs, dealers, facilitators. Your father was supposed to attend. Now Daniel will, and we're going to arrest every single one of them. And me? I asked. What's my role? The handler smiled. You're going to crash the party. The disgraced heir seeking revenge. The perfect distraction while we work. I'm still bait, I said bitterly. You're still breathing, the handler corrected. Which is more than we can say for the 3 other people who found out about this operation. Your father, Elena Morrison, an MI6 analyst who disappeared 2 weeks ago. He left me alone in that basement room. Gave me time to process. Time to decide. I could refuse. Walk away. Try to survive on my own. But Volkov's people would find me eventually. And I'd die without ever knowing the full truth. Or I could trust Daniel. Trust that my brother, the operative, the double agent, actually was trying to save the company. Trust that my father's death meant something. 2 hours later, the key passed. They cleaned it, gave me the address. Hatton Garden. Private Vault 247. Ready? The handler asked. Not really, I admitted. But let's do it anyway. We drove to the vault in an armored car. 4 agents with us. All armed. All watching for threats. The vault was in a building that looked abandoned. Perfect cover. Inside, rows of safety deposit boxes. Number 247 was in the back. I inserted the key. Turned it. The box opened. Inside were files. Dozens of them. Financial records showing money flows through Cole Industries. Names of board members who'd been bribed. Shipping manifests for luxury goods that never existed. And at the bottom, a USB drive labeled Testament. I held it up. What's on this? Everything, the handler said. Video confessions, recorded conversations, proof of murder. Including the name of who poisoned your father. My hand shook. Who was it? Put it in, he said, pulling out a laptop. I did. The file opened. Video footage from inside Cole Industries. The executive dining room. My father having lunch with someone. The camera angle showed the person's back. Then they turned slightly. I saw the face. No, I breathed. Because the person who poisoned my father, who'd been working for Volkov all along, who'd betrayed everything. It was someone I'd trusted. Someone who'd been by Dad's side for 40 years. Richard Blackwell. The CFO. The man I thought was CIA. The man who'd been sitting in every board meeting. Who had access to everything. Richard. I said. But you said he was undercover. Working with Daniel. The handler's face went grim. We thought he was. Turns out he was playing all of us. The screen showed Richard slipping something into my father's coffee. Casual. Practiced. Like he'd done it 1,000 times. We didn't know until yesterday, the handler continued. Daniel found evidence that Richard had been compromised 3 years ago. Right around the time we brought him in. Everything he told us, every piece of intel, was designed to protect the network. Where is he now? I demanded. Cole Industries headquarters, the handler said. Sitting in meetings with your brother. Pretending everything is normal. We have to warn Daniel, I said. He already knows, the handler replied. That's why he needs you at the gala. Richard will be there. And when he sees you alive, sees you with the evidence, he'll panic. Make a move. That's when we take him down. I looked at the screen. At Richard's face frozen in the act of murder. The man who'd killed my father. Who'd destroyed my life. Who was still walking free. 3 days, I said. I can wait 3 days. The handler nodded. Then let's go to war.